But I thought I'd show you exactly what I did to make my maple syrup. Here's where it all starts. I've got about 10 trees tapped through this tubing system here. So this is a tiny tree. It's about the smallest you're allowed to tap, or should tap, I guess, without doing permanent damage. And you see the line runs down there into the woods. In fact, I've actually got another tree tapped right there. That is also a maple tree. The sap isn't flowing too well today, but it is flowing a little bit. Hopefully I'll get to show you some of that in a bit. So rather than walk through the woods, it's easier to walk down the driveway. So here's another one. I've got one maple here and another maple here. This is a pretty big maple, so you see I've tapped it right here. Tap goes in about 2 inches or so. Then I also tapped it on this side, so since it's big enough, you can tap it twice. If it's a huge one, you can actually tap it 3 times. And then again, you see the tubing going down into the woods there. So I've got a bunch of trees tapped throughout here. Here you can see a little bit of syrup coming down, or sap rather, coming down. So it is flowing today, though not nearly as well as I've seen it flow in the past. But it is in fact flowing. So for the ones that couldn't make it up to these gravity fed lines, this is all, you know, some people, they hook up a pump to pump in the maple sap, but I'm just using gravity since I live on a hill. Here's one tree I tapped that you know, it's too far from where my system is, so I just have this one going right into a bucket. But it's the same idea, you know, just a tap that goes about 2 inches into the tree there, and there should be some sap in there. Now I'll show you, I'm actually boiling the sap down today and beginning my first evaporation process. So I'll show you the end of the line. That's it down there, that blue container. It's a 55-gallon drum, and today I might have had 15 gallons, but it's a Sunday and it's supposed to warm up, so I wanted to go ahead and evaporate some today. Start the syrup production here. So that's the end result, going into my 55 drum barrel there. And so I harvested that barrel today, got all the sap out of there, and I've begun boiling down the sap. And so I built this in the fall, actually, while I could still dig. You know, we live on quite a hillside, so I had to dig out a spot just to make this here. But unfortunately, it's really windy today, so there's some leaves falling in my sap. But it's really not a problem. We're going to filter this twice before it goes into a jar and bottled. So I built this out of cinder blocks. We got a raging fire going in there. Quite warm. In fact, I don't want to hold that for very long. And then the smoke is coming out of my makeshift smokestack here. So it's really hot inside these cinder blocks. And essentially all I'm doing here is taking my sap. Right, there's about half of a 5-gallon drum left here. And you take some sap out of here, and you put it in this first one. Then you want to always be continually changing this, so you try to never let the boil stop. And transfer some from that one to this one, and then this one to the last one. And this is where you'll get about 95% done with the evaporation process. And hopefully, I don't know if the camera can pick it up, but This one's a little lighter than this one, which is a little lighter than this one. And so it's starting to smell good over here on this side. I can smell the sugar and the eventual maple syrup starting to take form there. But the last 5% you actually do inside. You need to get it up to like 219 degrees Fahrenheit. And once it reaches that temperature, it'll be ready to go into the jars and then later consumed. So I'm hoping to get to do that yet tonight. I guess I'll make another video then.